Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! You guys are tuned into and are watching the only unofficial Descendants and Zombies podcast on YouTube, live once again, hosted by yours truly, Jonathan Clarke. It is once again my honor to be in your presence to discuss all things related to Descendants and Zombies. So if you have not subscribed, you're probably going to want to do that, because this YouTube channel has something here for everybody in its archives. And I love talking about Descendants and Zombies so much. Coming up on December 2nd, if you haven't already heard, we will see the release of Freya, Skye's latest single. It's called Silent Treatment, and I love this song so much. The vibe I get from every song that Freya Skye has produced from here on out is truly amazing and truly unforgettable, because I believe that moments like these only happen once in every lifetime. So because moments like these only happen once in every lifetime, I think they are moments that we should always cherish and never ever forget, and always take ourselves up the opportunity to be a part of. And Descendants and Zombies presented me with that chance. It not only presented me with the chance to talk about Descendants and Zombies and tell you guys how I felt about a franchise that really captivated millions of people. It gave me the honor of meeting so many wonderful people who felt inspired by their favorite characters and the moments that made them fans of Descendants and Zombies. Moments like these coming up on December 2nd. I love every song that Freya Skye has produced, to be honest with each and every one of you. My favorite's Gold's Gone because of the vibe and the lyrics of the song. It's a very powerful representation of what Freya Skye wants to come across and put across for being a celebrity. And I think that she belongs in the conversation of becoming the next Taylor Swift. When you talk about Taylor Swift and her revenue being worth $1.5 billion, that really says a lot about how far she's come in such a short amount of time. It's been an incredible 25-year legacy for Taylor Swift, but I think that more people belong in that same category and in that conversation, one of them being Freya Skye. I think she's beautiful, and the British vibe that I get from every song that she has, even though you can't really notice she's British in every song that she sings because she sounds like an American, which I think is really cool. I mean, we talked about this with the Spice Girls back in 1998. I've been a DJ all of my life, and I had the honor of attending a lot of release parties and birthday parties and weddings, and we would play all these unique soundtracks and celebrate all these significant moments throughout the history of music. And that was one of the greatest honors of my life. The unique thing about my job is I get to meet so many wonderful people who feel very differently about different franchises that would go on to captivate global audiences. And it was so much fun. And I think that moments like these, because they only happen once in every lifetime, they should forever and always be cherished and never ever be forgotten. Kind of like the Worlds Collide Tour, how Freya Skye showed up with so much love and support for each and every one of you and brought so much heart and dedication into every performance that she gave. Songs like Can't Fake It and Gold's Gone, beautifully done. And I think the release of this single is going to be something worth celebrating. And honestly, guys, if I'm ever inaugurated in as President of the United States, I think this song, Silent Treatment, will be the song that I want Freya Skye to perform on the night of my inauguration, because I really do believe in these Descendants stars so much. And I think more of a chance needs to be shown to them, and more gratitude needs to be shown to them when they deserve it. Because I think that criticism does not belong in a conversation having anything to do with your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. You guys are really going to have to forgive me, because I've become a sucker when it comes to Kylie Contrell and Freya Skye. Because everything that they do is so fabulous, tends across the board. And I think that if we're going to review Kylie Contrell and Freya Skye, the only thing we can do, or should do, is say something nice about them, to give them hope for the foreseeable future. And that's what I'm going to be doing on this release party, as I talk about all the moments that Freya Skye has created for us, and all the moments we have yet to celebrate with Freya Skye that she has yet to create. As Nova and Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, the upcoming Zombies 5, this new take on the franchise, which a lot of people feel very differently about. I get that from all the reaction videos that I've seen after the release of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, all the criticism, the place to be, and don't mess with the music videos received without even giving it much of a chance. I took to my YouTube channel, and I was really frustrated about how people felt about the music videos early on, without even giving it much of a chance. And I think that Freya Skye is someone who deserves all the chances in the world. And second chances are believed in more than ever before because of people like Freya Skye, because she gives us hope. And I think that more people who upload these reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb.com should really take a step back and really put that into perspective. Because one of the things about being a YouTuber is you have to find a niche that is going to be incredibly supportive of how you feel about everything that you talk about. And Descendants and Zombies gave me that chance. And it gave me that opportunity to reach a global audience like never before. Thousands of people have heard my voice and have watched my videos, and I have each and every one of you to thank because of that. You're watching this video because the reality is you're a fan of Freya, Skye, and you love songs like Silent Treatment just as much as what I do. I go back to the premiere of the Snow Angels music video just a couple of nights ago on Disney+. It had over 58,000 likes in less than 72 hours. And it really put into perspective just how much of a dream this was for Freya Skye to be a part of Christmas music videos, to go on tour. Her shows in London are sold out across the board. It is amazing. It is really amazing how much of a profound impact Freya Skye has gone on to have on so many wonderful lives. And I think moments like these deserve to be celebrated and should be celebrated for the annals of time and never ever be forgotten. So my only wish is that when people take the criticism of Freya Skye, they upload videos that actually are meaningful and actually have meaning put behind them. Because I think that the undeniable fan support that Freya Skye has accumulated in such a short amount of time is truly unprecedented and unlike anything that I've ever experienced. And I go all the way back to 1999 when albums from Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears were first released with songs like Baby Hit Me One More Time and Genie in a Bottle, and how critically reviewed they were. And now 25 years later, people seem to be doing the same thing for Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye without even giving them much of a chance. I believe if you take a chance on Freya Skye and Kylie Cantrell, beautiful things will come from that. And beautiful conversations can ascend from out of the abyss. Because in all honesty, guys, these stars are the stars of the future. And these stars will never be seen in companies like Disney and Nickelodeon ever again. Ever before Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye came into the picture, we had Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez, and that was talked about as one of the most revered generations in Disney Channel history. But I think this is the last of their kind, and the last meaningful Disney and Nickelodeon stars that we will have a chance to experience. So because these are the last of their kind, I think they deserve all the respect in the world and credit where credit is due. I can never seem to say enough nice things about people like Kylie and Freya because of how incredibly supportive they are of each and every one of you and each and every one of your dreams. Because when you attended the Worlds Collide tour, you felt like a dream was possible for you, and you felt that much closer to every dream that you wanted to realize, and you wanted to reach out and grab the proverbial brass ring because of. And that's all I've ever wanted to encourage in every video that I've ever uploaded. My job has given me such a wonderful honor of meeting so many wonderful people who feel very passionate about things like Disney and High School Musical and Descendants and Zombies. And I will never ever forget any of you because of it. Regardless of where I go from here on out, what becomes of me in this lifetime, I will never forget the time that we created together and the time that we spent together talking about Descendants and Zombies, because you guys also shared in your stories about your passion and how you felt very passionate about things like Descendants and Zombies. I go back to last summer, and the Place to Be music video was being reviewed very critically. And I took to my YouTube channel and I uploaded just one video. And in less than 24 hours, when I uploaded a reaction video for the Place to Be music video, I got 1.2 thousand views. And that really put into perspective for me just how dedicated and how loyal you guys are to the franchise and how much you believe in it. Just because you guys believe in something does not give anybody the right to criticize who and what you love. Because you know who and what you love, and you appreciate who and what you love, and you're appreciative of the moments that they've created. Kind of like how I've been very appreciative of each and every one of you, and you guys have given me incentive to create so many wonderful videos about Descendants and Zombies and celebrate significant moments in history on the daily calendar. And this is going to be one of these moments that we are never ever going to forget. Moments that will never ever happen ever again. So because these moments will never ever happen again, kind of like Leg 1 of the Worlds Collide Tour and that emotional send-off in Fort Worth, Texas back in September, I think that because moments like these will never happen again, these are moments that we should never ever forget and forever and always cherish. And that's why I take great pride and a certain degree of passion every single time that I upload a video about Freya Skye. One of my favorite songs from Freya Skye, yes, would have to be Gold's Gone, but I also like this song called Walk On Over because it really puts into perspective just how much a dream is that much closer to each and every one of us. It was a beautiful music video that was shot in London, I guess to promote her London tour that was up and coming, that was in the works for quite some time. And when I saw that music video, I thought it was beautiful. And that was one of many songs that I'd seen of Freya Skye up to that point. And then came Snow Angels. She's got so much going on and so much happening on social media accounts. She's always keeping us updated on everything going on in her life, and I wish more celebrities would take something away from Freya Skye, and if they took anything away from Freya Skye, it would be to keep everybody in the informative loop, because how many celebrities do you see kind of come into the conversation and kind of just fade off into obscurity because they can't seem to really keep us in that informative loop? I guess they have a certain degree of privacy in their life that they actually feel entitled to, and I get that. But I think if more celebrities kept us in that informative loop, we would feel more a part of something than ever before, and fans would feel closer to their idols. And I think that's something Descendants of Zombie Stars have really taken a great deal of pride and passion behind, is getting to know each and every one of you through the Q&A sessions, which I know seem to be put out very professionally and very to the point. But I get that, because there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders of people like Kylie Control when it comes to management labels from Disney and Nickelodeon. I get that. But the Q&A was an opportunity for you to get to know your Descendants of Zombie Stars more than you ever have before. Do you have the chance to meet them, to get their autographs, to have fun? And that's the opportunity the Worlds Collide Tour presented. And I think Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour deserves to be talked about more than ever before, because they're going to be heading overseas in parts of the UK, Australia, and Germany. It's going to be so fun. We just don't know when the Worlds Collide Tour is going to happen, and when I have more information, I will relay it to you on this YouTube channel and probably 100 upcoming videos. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that. Go ahead right now and get that out of the way, because when Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour happens, regardless of when it happens or how it unfolds, I will be here breaking it down and offering you analogies and opinions on how I think the Worlds Collide Tour is turning out, because the first half of the Worlds Collide Tour was incredible. And I think the second half of the Worlds Collide Tour is truly something to be excited about, because Freya Skye is obviously going to be a part of it. All the new characters, Liamani Segura's character Pink will probably have a new song because of Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland. Reportedly, there's a remix of Life is Sweeter When You Are Going Down with Kylie Contrell and Liamani Segura lending their voices to the soundtrack, replacing Ruby, which my heart is broken over, because I think that even though Ruby was parting ways with the franchise, the least she could do is have one final hurrah as part of the Worlds Collide Tour. But moving forward, Ruby is parting ways with the franchise. Heart's broken over that. But I think that there are so many characters that the door has never been left more widely open for to see their reemergence in the Descendants franchise. When you talk about people like Ruby and Kylie and Dove and Sophia, because I think everybody's entitled to a hope. And everybody's entitled to a dream regardless of what their dream is. And if your dream is to see Mal return to reprise her role as one of the most revered Descendants characters of all time, unquestionably the most popular of all time because of her reverity, and if she was able to take a character with no backstory whatsoever and really put meaning behind the distribution and performance of this character, because if there ever was someone who was really emotionally in touch with every character she ever played, from Liv and Maddie Rooney on Liv and Maddie, a show that was really supposed to have been bits and pieces, to Descendants as Mal, as Kayla Morgan in Cloud 9, it would have to be Dove Cameron, because people like Kylie Control will forever look up to them. But I think that Kylie Control is doing such a phenomenal job. So too is Freya Skye as Nova in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, and Zombies 5 and beyond. Because what we're looking at here now, with a new story being told, with a new cast being presented for the first time ever, is a movie that could include up to 3 in a movie, making it a trilogy. So I think that Zombies 5, Zombies 6, Zombies 7 will eventually happen. And I think because Zombies 5, Zombies 6, and Zombies 7 will eventually happen, what we're looking at is a trilogy. And I think more of a chance should be taken on people like Freya Skye and Malachi Burton. Because the thing is that I got from the Worlds Collide Tour, they're so appreciative of the moments they spend with each other, and they're so appreciative of each other. It just goes to show that you don't really have to tell somebody physically that you love them. You can tell somebody you love them just by showing it in your actions. And I think Freya Skye and Malachi Burton do it all the time, because they're incredibly supportive of each other. They believe in each other so much, and that's what's making everything that I do as a YouTuber really meaningful, and really with such passion and such dedication, which is why every single time I push record, I may never know what I'm going to say, but every single time that I push record, I may never know what I'm going to say. Every video that I produce is really an honor for me to sit in this chair behind this microphone and push record and talk about Descendants of Zombies and share in the same passion that each and every one of us have become so much the best of friends because of. Really has become the greatest honor of my life. You know, I could sit here and I could talk about video games every day, or I could talk about movies every day and how I felt about movies, because I attend movie premieres all the time. Every week I'm attending 2 or 3 movie premieres to a time. And I have the time of my life at premieres of Wicked, which I'm heading up to check out on Sunday, which I'm really excited about. I've had the time of my life reviewing the Worlds Collide Tour. But if I had to choose between Wicked and the Worlds Collide Tour, I would choose the Worlds Collide Tour hands down. Because I think that there's always an opportunity to talk about Descendants of Zombies. And each time the opportunity presents itself, it's something we should take full advantage of. Because I feel like People who take advantage of the Worlds Collide Tour take advantage of it because of its popularity. They take advantage of these characters because of their popularity, because they resonate with so many wonderful people from all walks of life and many different age demographics. There are people up as high as 17 years old who still watch Descendants. There are so many people who feel so dedicated to this franchise and very passionate about it. People have created YouTube channels about Descendants of Zombies, uploading fan art, different reasons why they're fans of Descendants of Zombies, offering you explanations. But I think nobody ever owes you an explanation as to why you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I think the people who review Descendants of Zombies owe you an explanation ever before anybody else. Because people who criticize Descendants of Zombies because they don't know the first thing about being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I might just be saying this because I'm the biggest fan of Kyle Cantrell and the biggest fan of Freya Skye in recent years, of recent memory. But it's been such an honor for me to be able to review Freya Skye and talk about songs like Can't Fake It and Gold's Gone because of the meaning behind each song and how beautiful the music videos were. The best music video I saw for Gold's Gone was the collaboration from the Worlds Collide Tour because it showed some backstage footage of Freya Skye and how emotionally overcome she was because of how appreciative she was of the moment. And I get that. I get how Freya Skye can sit there and record an interview with each and every one of you talking about getting a plain cheeseburger at 3 a.m. at McDonald's, because I used to do that years ago when I'd be DJing at 3 a.m. and you haven't lived until you DJ at 3 a.m. and go through the McDonald's drive-thru, so I can kind of appreciate how Freya Skye feels about that, or her appreciation for video games and board games, because I play them too, as you can get from my video game collection in the back there. I have every PS4 or PS5 video game that has ever been released. I don't have the newer ones because they're so expensive, and the price of video games now are so outrageous, so ridiculous to talk about. I think that there's so much of an opportunity to talk about whatever you want to talk about on your YouTube channel, but I really believe that Descendants of Zombies is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and a once-in-a-lifetime chance to take on probably 20 or 25 stars that everybody can relate to because they feel a part of something special because of them and whatever they're a part of. Like the Snow Angels music video, like the Can't Fake It music video, the Walk On Over music video, or the Gold's Gone music video, which are phenomenal. So on December 2nd, we will celebrate this. And I'm really excited to celebrate it with each and every one of you. I don't want to celebrate it alone, and I'm hoping a lot of people will watch this video that will premiere at midnight on December 2nd, which I'm really excited about it because I anticipate millions of views for this, millions of streams on Spotify and iTunes. It's going to sell millions of downloads, and I think Freya Skye is going to get great reviews, or at least one can only hope that Freya Skye is going to get great reviews. But one thing's for sure, I'll come out with so much love and support for Freya Skye that it will truly be undeniable, because I really do love talking about Freya Skye in so many unique ways, because I think that, like I said many times before, and I've said probably 1,000 times in this video, moments like these only happen once for every lifetime. So because moments like these only happen once for every lifetime, I think these are moments that deserve to be cherished and to forever and always hold a special place in our hearts, which I know Freya Skye is going to continue to do for you guys for the foreseeable future, because you mean so much to Freya Skye and she means so much to you. And that's what's so beautiful about this relationship between you and Freya Skye, is that you see something special in Freya Skye. You've forever and always seen something special in Freya Skye. And for me as a YouTuber to talk about Freya Skye, that means I have to talk about Freya Skye with so much passion and so much heart and so much dedication that she brings forth every single time she has the opportunity to perform on stage, or perform as Nova in Zombies 5 or Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, which received great reviews. It was the most anticipated Zombies movie of the franchise, and deservingly so. And I think that for the foreseeable future, Zombies 5, Zombies 6, Zombies 7 deserves to be talked about, because it's going to be a surefire success story for Freya Skye and Malachi Burton in their storied careers, because that's what they are having, are storied careers, and they've been a part of each other's lives for what feels like forever. And I've just felt honored to be here to talk about it with each and every one of you, to feel very passionate about Descendants of Zombies in the same way that you do, because that's why we're here, because we've become the best of friends because of Descendants of Zombies. So why not celebrate these moments? Why not review them in the way they've forever and always been meant to be reviewed? And that's why I'm incredibly excited to talk about the release of Silent Treatment from Freya Skye coming up on December 2nd. That will premiere at midnight on this YouTube channel. And I cordially invite you to this celebration, because moments like these only happen once for every lifetime. And I think a greater appreciation for how valuable and how precious time is will be brought forth and more evident than ever before because of Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland script, because the emphasis of time travel will be taken out of it. Now the consequences of time travel will be more apparent than ever before, but I've always believed that time is the most precious commodity. Why? Because time always runs out, and moments like these only seem to happen once for every lifetime. So if you're around on December 2nd, I invite you to check out that video that will premiere at midnight about Freya Skye's new single, Silent Treatment. It's a beautiful song. I like everything about it. I get such a positive vibe from every one of Freya Skye's songs, and one of the greatest honors of my life was having the honor to sit in this chair and talk about things like Freya Skye and everything she's got going on, like this world tour. She sold out tour dates in London, which is fantastic. To say you've done that at just 16 years old, the only one who could ever say they did that was Taylor Swift. And I think Freya Skye has forever and always belonged in that conversation for forever. And I think that the same 3 or 4 celebrities, regardless if it's Sabrina Carpenter or Ariana Grande, are always talked about. It seems to be a revolving door between the 3 of them. And I think that Freya Skye deserves more credit and more respect than she's ever been given. And I think the most love and support have undeniably come from the fans of Freya Skye. I'm surprised you guys haven't got a hashtag to refer to your fan group as, because you guys deserve all the respect in the world. So if you're around and want to join me on December 2nd, I'll be throwing this release party, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video to my YouTube channel. Hope I'll get 1,000 likes, 1,000 subscribers as I discuss this more in depth as time goes on and we get closer to the release date, which again is December 2nd. I can finally confirm that for you guys, and I'm really excited to be throwing this release party for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep cool, stay calm, and zombie on into the foreseeable future, because life really is that much sweeter that we are all a part of because of Descendants of Zombies. Thank you guys so much for having watched this video.